What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Forever One Ghost here, coming back at you once again with a brand new anime review video. Now you're probably wondering, guys, Ghost, where you been with the reviews, bro? Where the hell have you been? I have been busy, and I do apologize for not recording videos, and I feel like it's 100% my fault. I do apologize. Now, this video is being powered by Viewster. Make sure to check out Viewster at www.viewster.com. Make sure to support them. Go check out their omakase. Let them know the Ghost Man sent you. And all the links will be in the description below, as always. Anyway, now we're going to be talking about Eureka7, the movie. It's coming out this year. Now, they're doing 3 movies. One first being of Eureka. Next, I think, is Anemone. And then the last will be Renton Thurston. Or it could be the other 2 around. But who knows? I could be wrong, but I could be right. So let's talk about Eureka a little bit. Let's go back into details as to what we know and what we should know. As we do know, they had come out with 2 seasons of Eureka7. More like that. Yes, they did come out 2 seasons. I'm right. So I'm not going crazy because I see them right in front of me. They came out with 2 seasons. The first season had 50 episodes, which really was the life of Renton Thurston and Eureka, how he met this alien girl who at love at first sight met her, saw her, and just fell in love with her and wanted to... Let me get a little bit somewhere where there's lighting, because there's no light here. Ooh, so much better. So much better. There you go. Anyway, so they saw each other. They fell in, he fell in love with her. He wanted to be with her, and he kind of expressed it very clearly to her in the beginning of the first episode. If you guys haven't seen the first season of Eureka7, you should. But that's where it all started for him. Now, what these movies could explain could be what happened after they left. What I think this is what's going to explain, to me, in my opinion, what had happened in certain episodes. Or this could be how they viewed the stories of how they lived their lives with the people they were with. Which this could be explaining Eureka's life, how she saw it through her eyes, explaining how she met Renton, how she met the Gecko State, how she met everybody, how they treated her, how she was surrounded by these people that she didn't know. Obviously, she knew Holland because they were in the military together. They knew each other for a long time. But that could explain, too, how they met in the military, how a lot of these things that had concurred happened. That could be possibly one of the reasons they're making these movies. I think that's what they're going to go based on. I could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think the same thing with Anemone. They're possibly going to do the same thing. They're going to say, okay, let's tell her story. Let's explain how she came about, how she was discovered, how she was found, how she was brought up to, being in this world or being brought into this world into some retrospect. Now, we can go back here. Oh, I was right. So it was an M&A, then Renton. Okay, so as you see, here are the 3 titles. As you saw before, we saw Eureka's face. Here are the other 2. Now, as I was saying before I went to this image, I think that they're going to do Eureka's story as to explaining how her life was lived, how she did everything before Renton and when Renton came to the ship, and how she was more involved with the crew, or I guess how they were more involved. That's what I think is going to happen, in my opinion. So, I pardon that. So that's what I think is going to happen, obviously. And I think that a lot of us that are looking forward to these movies are kind of speculating what these movies were about. And I think that's what those movies are going to be about, explaining their lives. I knew we already saw Renton's side of how he lived his life, how everything went down. But either they're going to explain a different side of what happened with Renton and in a different perspective, or it could be something totally different, explaining something new, which could be pretty cool, could be pretty bad, because at the same time, they can't explain how they came back to Earth because they never came back. They came back in a second movie because of some very weird, very weird fortunate events that I could not understand very well, but it had a lot to do with the courts. So a lot of us were wondering the same thing too. So that's probably one of the reasons too. So as I was saying before, guys, in this movie, there's a lot of things that could happen. And I think that's one of the things that are going to go down. That they're going to explain each and every one of their lives. Again, I do apologize. People keep DMing me and I keep showing that. So I do apologize for that. Anyway, so back to my point here. That's what I think is going to happen. These movies are going to explain their lives a little bit more. Explaining how Anemone was brought up. I think that's how they're going to explain how Eureka was brought up as well. A little bit more into detail as to how it all came about. That's how I feel this is going to go down. Now, I could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. But at the same time, it's leading to that very small, very open window that's going to lead to asking what's going to happen now. What are these stories going to explain? A lot of this could happen. If you guys know any details or want to know or have any opinions on this, leave it in the comments below in this video, and we will see where this may go. But I honestly feel that's what's going to happen. They're going to explain Eureka's side, then Anemone's side, or more or less, so they're going to explain Eureka's origin a little bit more in detail. And of course, they're going to bring up Anemone's origins, and they could explain that as well. And they can talk a little bit more in depth as to Renton's origins a little bit more, and discussing a little bit about how a lot of things happened as a child, or how his father was before he went to the military, and when he was going into the military, and how his son was, or whatever. A lot of things could be brought up. A lot of things that we wanted answers to could be brought up in these movies. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. So if you guys have any ideas as to what you think these anime movies are going to bring, let me know in the comments below what you feel these animes are going to be bringing. I definitely know they're going to come out in Japan first, obviously. I don't know when they're going to be released in America, or when they're going to be released as to how soon they're going to be released too. But I will look into that to see when they're going to be released, so that we know and we all be ready. So we can all be ready to see these great movies. I am a big fan of Eureka7. I'm excited to see these movies. I am going to be doing another anime review of Your Name, so don't worry. That's another one that's on my list that I have to do. And yes, it's a fantastic movie, a tearjerker. It made me cry because it's such a very powerful story. I love stories like that. That's why I'm so passionate to see such a show like that, or an anime movie that's like that, that brought a lot of joy to me to see. So it reminded me of a lot of animes. Of course, let's not talk about that before we talk about this one a little bit more. And yeah, so as I said before, I think that's what's going to happen, or they're going to do something. They're going to do something, because, you know, seeing these titles and seeing these characters, it's going to be insane to see what they're going to bring into these movies. I don't know as well, but I will hope to see that these movies bring a lot of new information, a lot of new exciting things to see for these movies. If you're an Eureka7 fan, like I am, and an Eureka7 AO fan, of course, it's all the same stuff in the movie, Eureka, the movie, then this is the one for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, somewhat information of this anime movies that are coming out, or explaining myself into details of what I think these movies are going to be about, or my personal opinion, obviously, not of anyone else's, but my own. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and if you guys think these movies are going to be releasing. I know they're all going to be releasing each year, because this Eureka's movie is going to be releasing first, her movie, then Anemone's next year, and the next after. But we don't know which days are going to be released, or what months they're going to be released. And I think they're going to be released. I think Eureka's, I'm only guessing, I don't know. So I'm guessing Eureka's going to be released pretty soon, maybe in the summer. That's what I think. And then Anemone's will probably be released in the autumn. And then Renton will probably be released in the winter. Quote me on that if I'm right. And if I'm not, then oh well. But that's my guess on when they're going to be released. For summer, I think July or June, maybe the 22nd or the 7th, because a lot of the Japanese culture, or more or less, they believe in the lucky 7, or the number 7. So I'm guessing they're going to be releasing it all in the 7th. Like maybe for autumn, August 17, December, for this movie on the 7th, or maybe, I don't know, January the 7th. I don't know, something like that. So that's what I think. That's my opinion. So anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys have any thoughts or opinions on these reviews or this anime, let me know in the comments below. And tell me which one of your characters are your favorites from Eureka7 or Eureka7 AO. Leave in the comments below. And if you do like these movies, I will find out any more information for this movies, and I'll put them in the comments below. But as always, guys, let me know who is your favorite character, and I will tell you who are mine, and we can both share and give our opinions on who our favorite characters were. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this anime review / opinion video on this anime. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to slap a like if you guys do. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more amazing content like this. As always, guys, stay awesome, stay blessed, keep watching anime. Make sure to support Viewster at www.viewster.com. Make sure you let them know the Ghost Man sent you. So have a nice day, guys. Stay awesome.